Hey everyone. So happy to be here with you today for a very special guest that's coming soon, Dr. Jackson. And I'm going to introduce her formally in just a minute. But first, I want to say today, I don't have Bree with me today, which I'm very sad about, but it's because today is her husband's birthday. And so I just want to say happy birthday, Kyle. And thank you so much for just sharing Bree with me and all of us that watch this and see this, watch these videos and listen to these podcasts. Bree blesses everyone, and we just thank you so much, Kyle, and happy birthday. I hope you have a wonderful fun time. Bree told me about all the things that you're planning that you guys are going to do, so I can't wait to see pictures and hear all about it. And again, just thank you so much for sharing her with us. So I'm waiting on Dr. Jackson to get in here. And I'll be honest, I don't even know what we're going to talk about today. We're just going to talk about homeopathy. And like I said, I'll introduce her when she gets in. I'm going to go ahead and go live. Am I going to wait on her to get here? I'm going to do this live on Facebook today. Let's see. I think I'll wait on her to get in here. I'm going to wait on her so that she can get settled and comfortable before I go live on Facebook. So I'm excited. I believe, so Dr. Jackson is going to be speaking at Homeo Summit, which is coming up soon, and it's free. And, depending on when you watch this video or listen to this podcast, of course, we'll maybe have passed, but you can maybe go back and watch recordings or go next time and see Dr. Jackson and what she has to say. So, yay, there you are.
Hello.
How are you? Can you hear me?
How are you? Yes. Yeah, can you hear me?
I need to turn my volume. Oh, I do. Okay, now tell me. There we go. Oh, you froze. Oh, you're frozen. I don't know if you can hear me or see me. Oh, I'm not sure. I don't know if you can hear me or see me, maybe go out. Oh, there you go.
Okay, I'm so sorry. That was me. We don't have Wi-Fi out here because I don't like Wi-Fi. And so we're plug-in. And so sometimes the plug, moves. So I won't touch anything.
No worries at all. I don't like Wi-Fi either. We live out in the country and we have terrible service. So we do hotspots, from our phone.
Yeah, no, we live out in the country too. And where are you?
We're in North Carolina. Where are you?
Okay, I'm in Washington State.
Okay, wow, all the way across.
Yeah, very cool.
It's so nice to meet you.
Yeah, it's really good to meet you too, Melissa. Thank you for having me on, and I'm glad you're feeling better.
Thank you so much. Yes, I'm glad that it was short and easy, and I have no lingering symptoms, so I'm happy.
Good.
Okay, so for anybody that's watching this right now on Facebook, I have not done this before, so I'm trying to figure it out. All right, so Anna, can you hear me and see me?
Yes, I can hear you and see you, and it says we're live on Facebook.
Wonderful. Perfect. Okay, so we're doing this. So for those of you who are in my private Facebook group, I was going to do this there today, but it's not working, so I'm going to do it on my timeline, and I'll just share it to my private group later then. So today I'm with Dr. Anna Jackson, and I wanted to do this in my private Facebook group because everybody in that group is interested in homeopathy, right? And so not everybody on my regular Facebook is interested in homeopathy, but hey, most people are, and maybe you'll learn something. So stick around if you want to hear some more things about homeopathy. So thank you so much for being with us today, Anna. I'm so excited to talk to you.
Thank you so much, Melissa. And hi to everybody listening.
So what I'm going to do first, and I do this on all of my podcasts. So look, you guys are getting a sneak peek, first look at a future podcast. It's not even going to be released for like another month. And so you're getting like a private backstage view of what I usually do when I interview people for the podcast. So what I'm going to do is introduce Dr. Jackson, and she has been studying homeopathy for 6 years, and she's been in private practice for 2 years. She loves to help herself and her family and her people in her practice with acute cold, flu, fevers, other acute things, and chronic illnesses ranging from autoimmune illnesses to women's health and menopause, ADD, ADHD, autism. She's got a wide range of people in her practice. And today we're going to really touch on women's health, because you all know that's my heart. That's what I love. And that's what I have the most. That's what I have just a big passion for, is women and children. So I did ask Dr. Jackson what her favorite remedy is. And like everybody, she says, what? How am I supposed to choose just one? But Roost Talks has been a favorite of hers for a long time, because and with her patients. And she's very thankful to have that remedy. So I'm going to read the last thing. I asked her to describe herself in a sentence or two. She says, I am a passionate homeopath and mom of a 9-month-old who is on a mission to inspire, educate, and empower families with homeopathy and natural medicine knowledge. When I am not busy working, I'm in the greenhouse gardening or in the kitchen cooking healthy, delicious meals for my family. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Great. Thank you so much, Melissa. Yeah, I was actually in the greenhouse right before this, and I ran in because I remembered, I have a podcast to do.
I love it. I love it. That's what I was doing. I was throwing the ball for the dog, and I was like, we gotta get on Facebook.
Yeah.
So, okay, correct me if I'm wrong. I think that I saw that you are going to speak for Homeo Summit.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. So Homeo Summit. Yeah. So let me tell you about Homeo Summit. So Homeo Summit is a virtual homeopathy event. Me and Dr. Tim Miller, who's also a naturopath, we co-founded Homeo Summit. Our first Homeo Summit was in 2020, and we had many, many registrants. We had 16,000 people register worldwide. And then our next Homeo Summit, because we had to do it again, because our mission really is to, again, inspire people, educate them so that they can take control of their health. And so Homeo Summit's going to premiere the end of March. And you can go to homeosummit.com to learn more. But we have 2 tracks. We have an everyone track for people brand new to homeopathy that want to dive in. There's amazing speakers. And then we have a professional track for homeopaths. And I've interviewed about 60 people around the world to put together Homeo Summit. So it's a huge event.
So fun. That's so awesome. So thankful that you're doing that. And that's free, I think I saw.
Yeah, so it's free. So every day, it's 5 days long. Every day, you can watch any of the videos from that day for free for 24 hours. If you want to upgrade to lifetime access, it's really a nominal fee. It's not that much. And then you get lifetime access to all the videos. And the content is very much standalone. It's not promotional. And so, we have a lot of homeopaths, medical doctors, naturopathic doctors talking about a wide range of subjects at Homeo Summit. And so you guys can learn and jump in and dive in and see who you resonate with, because there's a wide range of speakers on there.
Wonderful. That's so good. So I want to know too, so you said, so you're a doctor, naturopathic doctor, is that right?
Yes. Yeah.
How long have you been doing that?
Again, 2 years. Yeah. Yeah. A little more than 2 years. Yeah. So I graduated about 3 years ago, and I started my own practice right out of school. And that just felt right for me. And I'm a naturopath, so I'm trained in nutrition and herbs and even pharmaceutical medicine, and I can prescribe that if needed. But my heart is with homeopathy. I just absolutely love homeopathy. And so I resonate more as a homeopath, really.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. So let's talk about women's health.
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing? How would you start? What if a woman came to you and said, I'm having anxiety and my periods are starting to become irregular and I'm 52.
Yeah.
Like, what does that say to you? And where would you start with her?
Well, so in homeopathy, even like with the laws of homeopathy, okay, we have to go from the deepest healing. So the organ that's the deepest, that's the most affected. And there's a great book, George Basulkis wrote The Science of Homeopathy, and he lays out all of the organs from least important to most important. Mm-hmm. And as homeopaths, we need to focus on the most important. And then as the patient heals, and we're not doing the healing, right? Their body is doing the healing. The remedy is just a little bit of information to start that healing process within them. And so my first thought goes to the anxiety, because that's the deepest layer. That's the brain, that's the nervous system, that's the emotions. What does that look like? Because if somebody's 52 and their periods are becoming irregular, well, that's not abnormal at that age, right? But what's abnormal? Anxiety. You shouldn't have anxiety. What's your anxiety about? And if you have never been to a homeopath, you sit down with a homeopath, and after an hour or 2 hours, you get out of that meeting and you say, that person knows me better than like 99% of people.
Yeah.
Right? And you're like, wow, I shared a lot of information.
Yeah. Sometimes people share things that they're like, I don't know why I just shared that, and I get to encourage people in my consults that, hey, like this is no judgment zone whatsoever. You can just vomit it on. I mean, like, it's all helpful. It's all relevant. When you think it's irrelevant, it probably is something I really need.
I know. And even Melissa, like that process is therapeutic. Because just like you said, they'll word vomit something and they're like, whoa, like, and they have a realization, and it's that realization that helps start that healing process even before a remedy is given. It's very healing. And so if I had somebody like that come to me, I would focus in on the anxiety, what's happening there. And then with the periods, are they becoming painful? Is there pain involved? Is there abnormality more than just, hey, it's skipping around? Because the average woman goes through menopause in her early 50s. And so your periods are going to be irregular at that point. But is there anything abnormal about them that's concerning or a problem for you?
Right. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. So do you see a lot of anxiety in that menopausal?
Yeah. I would say anxiety in general. I see it across all people, whether they're teenagers or even men, come to me with anxiety. I mean, it's just, and our world the last 2 years has even made that more of an issue, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so anxiety is a very common thing that it seems like almost everybody has right now.
And homeopathy shines in that mental emotional realm, right? Wouldn't you agree that it just, when somebody comes and says, they have all these mental emotional things and not a lot of physical things, I'm like, this is easy because homeopathy just does such an amazing job. And then of course, homeopathy can do lots of physical things too. But when we get that mental emotional aspect, I usually find that gut healing is in order when there's anxiety and mental things happening. But so it's either gut or hormone is what my experience is. So the hormones are out of balance or the gut is out of balance or both. And so we can, we can go after the whole person, of course, that's what homeopathy does, or we can look at specific things. And I've studied lots of different methods of homeopathy, and would love to know, are you classical? Are you strictly classical?
No. And you know what, Melissa, it really depends on the person sitting in front of me.
I love it.
I've found, because sometimes I do practice very classically, where I take their symptoms and I repertorize. Repertorize is meaning, it's a term in homeopathy where we take your symptoms and turn them into rubrics. Right. So sentences that then are associated with remedies that can help that symptom. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of homeopaths have a computer program. They'll sit down and, have 20 to 30 rubrics and then narrow down the remedies that way. And so for some cases, I definitely do that. For other cases, it's very difficult to do that. And I have to go more on a sensation of what are you feeling, and get kind of beyond their mind and their thoughts into, kind of more of a sensation. Or, it just really, really depends on the person, I found.
I love that. That's what I do. So if we're really going to treat people holistically and individually, then we can't say, well, I can't say I'm strictly classical. Not everybody responds to strictly classical. I can't say I'm strictly, use the practical methods, or, whatever. There's tons of methods out there. And I have to take it case by case, And so I love that you said that. Mm-hmm.
Well, and then also, Melissa, let's say that back to our 52-year-old. Let's say that for some reason she was given an antibiotic a month prior, and ever since then her anxiety's through the roof now, right? And that would be very important and very unique to her case. And so in that case, we look at, do we have to help again with gut healing? Do we have to support her gut with homeopathy and herbs and nutrition? Do we need to give a remedy that can help detox from the antibiotic? I mean, you see what I mean? And so that's more of a isopathic prescribing method, but it again depends on the person sitting in front of you and what's unique about them.
Yeah, so good. That's so good. So do you practice online always, or do you have an office that people go to?
No, so I, like you, I live out in the country and I love it. And so I see people over Zoom, just like what we're doing. Yeah. And I find that it's because I do sometimes do in-home visits, but I get just as much information over Zoom as what I need to get. So that's what I do. And I love it.
I do too. I really love it too, because just seeing somebody, face to face and talking to them and hearing their voice, I can get everything that I need. I don't even think if I had an office that I would do anything hands-on. They talk a lot in school about doing hands-on, but remember, I'm just, when I say just, I don't mean like it's, just, but I'm only a homeopath. I'm not the naturopath. So I know when I've seen a naturopathic doctor before, there was some hands-on things. But being only a homeopath, I don't feel like I need to do those things. And Zoom works so well. And even just phone call follow-ups.
Yeah. And also to go along with that, Melissa, I feel the exact same way. I feel like the information you get is more streamlined actually when it's over Zoom. I feel like it's a more like, because you don't have to go through the process of all of the background talk, which is very sweet and I love it, but at the same time, people just jump in right into their issue. It's a very different feeling. I feel like it's even better over Zoom. And that's something that I love about homeopathy, is that you can see people from all over the world and you can tap into that and you don't need to see them. I mean, isn't that amazing how homeopathy can be used in our modern world so easily?
Yeah, so good. So good.
Yeah.
So, do you have a favorite group of remedies?
You know what? Since we're talking about women's hormones, the matrodonal remedies, placenta, vernix, lac humanum, mother's milk, lac maternum, like all of those can be helpful for that stage of life where there's a lot of change. And if there's any trauma with that, even with your own relationships with your mother or what she's, like any of that, like the matrodonal remedies, I feel are so feminine in nature and I really love them.
Yeah. So I am developing a pregnancy, labor, and delivery course. And it's actually going to go through, I'm going to probably change the name of that, but it's going to go through toddlerhood, really. So it's going to be from preconception through toddlerhood and cover all the things in between. And I would love to have you come, just like be interviewed on that course sometime or do a little teaching portion of it if you wanted to. We could talk about all.
I love that. Melissa, let's share this story because I love that we're just talking, openly about everything we love. So my daughter Ava, we had a homeopath we had a home birth. So we had a homeopath here, and it was homeopathy that allowed her to be born at home, and we didn't go to the hospital because it was those remedies that got her to get unstuck. And, so homeopathy is just so incredible. I'm so happy you're doing a course in pregnancy and labor and all of that because it's amazing.
Yeah, so good. So good. We're super excited about this course and it's going to be huge. And I've already, started making a list of people that I want to interview or even teach a little portion of it. I would love to add you to that list. So we'll talk about what that looks like.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Wonderful.
Yeah. But for the average person, and this is again why I love homeopathy, because for somebody who's having menopausal complaints or hormonal complaints, whether it's anxiety or GI issues or stomach pain or hormonal complaints, the intake is the same. It's what are you going through? What are your issues? I want to know them as if I were experiencing them myself. I want to know them in that much detail. I also want to know how your mind has changed. Like 2 huge, amazing remedies for women are sepia. Sepia and lachesis. They're so huge for that transition into menopause. I see a lot of people that are helped by sepia because sepia, the cuttlefish, is what it's made out of. They're very burnt out. They are so pushed beyond their limit that they love their family, but they're not actively feeling that love in that instant. And they feel really bad about that. But they're so burnt out, so pushed beyond their limit. There's a lot of heaviness, dragginess sensation. It's a great remedy for prolapse. It's one of the main ones for any sort of prolapse. And I even resonate with that after having Ava, being so exhausted, needing to do everything for everyone else, being pushed beyond my limit, feeling heavy. I mean, sepia is just such an incredible remedy for women. I don't know if you've had any experiences with that remedy.
In fact, sepia is my favorite remedy. It is. Yeah, it is. So that was the first remedy I ever had was sepia. So I went, I took my son he was very young, took him to the doctor. The doctor said, probably a peptic ulcer. Here's a medication. And I was like, this doesn't feel right. So I went and talked to my friend and said, I don't know, but I don't think I'm going to do this medication, but I don't know what else to do. She said, oh, you need to go see this homeopath. And I had never even heard the word homeopath. What even is that? And so I I took him to see this homeopath. I saw great results really fast. So I said, okay, me next. And here I was young. I was in my 20s. I had anxiety and anger and PMS and all the hormonal things. But anxiety was the biggest one that I was dealing with. And she put me on sepia. And it was so amazing, that's when I decided I needed to become a homeopath, and I wanted to help other people to just experience this. And so it's been a long, fun journey. But yeah, sepia, I have a lot of my patients, oh, I can't say patient, a lot of my clients have been on sepia or are on sepia. And yes, I agree. It's such an amazing remedy. Do you ever use the high potencies above 200?
Sometimes I will, yeah. And Melissa, I've actually, I'm still studying with actively this amazing homeopath, Anna Vervarki in Belgium. Okay. And she says for animal remedies, and she has over 40 years of experience, when ends are amazing. You actually want to start higher with animal remedies, she said. They resonate more.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. That sounds good. That's such a great point so I have lots and lots of students. So any of my students that are watching, that might be something you want to write down. I teach lots of classes. My heart and my passion really is more in teaching people how to do this at home. But I really feel blessed when I'm doing consults. I feel like I can't believe that, this is what I get to do. I get to be a part of your healthcare journey. I get to be, like you said a little while ago, so intimate in your life that I get to know these very intimate details about you. And I get to pray for my people, and I get to just love on them and encourage them and educate them. And this is just the most fun and most rewarding job that I've ever had. Now, I was a lactation consultant in the hospital, and that was very fun and very rewarding too. And I thought I was going to retire from the hospital as a lactation consultant, but the Lord said, nope, we're going this way. And so it's at home. I'm at home. And I'm so thankful to have gotten out of the hospital before all of the craziness of, the last half of last year. So I just feel so blessed to be a part of so many people's lives. They bless me, just by being my students or being my clients. And I can't imagine doing anything else. I don't want to do anything else. This medicine is so amazing, right? I mean,
it's like I knew in my heart before I knew what homeopathy was. I knew in my heart that there was medicine made from the earth, given to us by that higher power, like already made for us. And it was perfect. And it was able. And I love that, again, we aren't the healers as homeopaths, that the body in of itself is healing. And I love that because I feel, as a doctor, when I was made to wear my white coat, when I was in the clinic, and I really hated that because it puts puts people on a pedestal. Yes. When the reality is that we're all equal and that our bodies are so intelligent, and homeopathy honors that intelligence and allows that intelligence to flourish and shine. Mm-hmm. And when I found homeopathy, I remember thinking, oh my gosh, this is what I was imagining, and it's real and it's true. And it's the most deepest, profound healing that can exist because it takes into account the whole person, mental, emotional, physical, and nothing else does that, in my opinion. And that's why instead of buying shoes, I buy remedies. I just can't get enough remedies. I don't know if you're the same.
I am. I am. If you could see, I have this piece of furniture right here that is full of remedies below me. I don't store my computer here. I just do my broadcast here. But I mean, full. It's a piece of furniture. So, I started out with a kit, and then I started with another larger little handbag kind of thing. And then I got something bigger, and now I have a piece of furniture.
Yeah.
And yes, I love it. Yep. I don't care about handbags and shoes and clothes and all the things. I want health and I want freedom. And I'm called by the Lord to minister to women. And so I get to do that through my job as a homeopath. So I get to minister to these women while I'm helping them. Homeopathy goes in and stimulates the immune system and almost like reminds the body what to do when it's been damaged. So, the homeopathy goes in and says, this is what we're supposed to be doing, and brings homeostasis. And it's so beautiful and so gentle. And I get to use this medicine while I am ministering to women and their children. And so, yes, I do have some male clients, just not as many as women and children. That's really what I specialize in. I love it so much.
And you know what? Me too, mostly women. It's because women are also, when you're helping women, you're helping the whole family.
Really are.
It's so incredible. I remember taking, I think, a course, or, I don't know where I heard this from. When one person in the family takes an antibiotic, the whole family's gut microbiome changes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so it was not in isolation. Likewise, when a remedy is given to a woman or even her child, it changes the whole dynamic of the family. And sometimes, like you said, you need to heal, your husband needs to get a remedy, your baby needs to get a remedy. Like, it's a whole family healing process that needs to happen. But it starts with that female figure, because we are nurturers. That's just how it is. And so helping women actually helps the whole family.
It really does.
Homeopathy.
It really does. I so often will have women call me, moms, and say, well, I don't know, I've got my children and I've got my husband and, and I've got myself. And so first of all, if finances is an issue, I'll work with whoever. I'm not in this for the money. But, if they're trying to figure out, who do I treat first? So maybe it's not finances. Maybe it's, I can't mentally handle doing the whole family at one time. So I'll say to them, let's do you first. It's like being in the airplane that's going down. Get your oxygen mask on first, and then you can help other people. So when mama's feeling good, everybody else can come along, because she has the energy of the family usually, right? And I agree with that so much. Let's get mama feeling good. If we have to do one at a time, I like working with whole families, but yeah, often I want to get mama feeling good, and then we can
because then mama is even making good food. She's laughing. I mean, just the whole thing changes, right?
Yes, so
I know, growing up, when my mom was in a bad mood, the whole house felt it.
Yes, I was just thinking about myself. Like, yes, before I started really healing with homeopathy, the same thing. I was not happy. I wasn't a happy person. And I'm all the time now just being silly and walking around smiling and laughing. I'll be on here by myself, and my teenagers are still asleep, and I'm talking to myself and I'm laughing and talking to the dogs, and I don't care. I'm happy. It's sun shining outside, and I live in the country, and I get to do a beautiful job and live for the Lord. And what else is there?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, that's so true.
Awesome. It was so nice to just talk to you and get to know you a little bit more. I want to get to know you better, in the future. I'm excited about Homeo Summit. So all of you who are watching or who will watch this in the future, I hope that you'll look into Homeo Summit and tell me one more thing. you being a naturopathic doctor in your practice, do you also do herbs? You tell people herbs, vitamins, you do nutrition and all those things too.
Yeah. So I do. I'm not the biggest fan of supplements though. I only use them for a short period of time to bring a healing response to that organ. Like one of my favorite things ever is bitter herbs.
Okay.
Because they heal the digestive organs. But the thing is that they're like homeopathy. Over time, they actually strengthen those organs. So instead of like digestive enzymes that when you stop them, you're back to square one, bitter herbs actually strengthen those organs. It's like a workout. And then I'm also a huge believer in whole foods, locally grown as much as possible, organic. I'd rather people spend their money on that than really expensive supplements, right?
Yeah, I agree.
And so I really don't do a lot of supplements, but I do love herbs when indicated and some nutritional guidance, but mostly homeopathy.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I agree so much. That's so good. Yeah, I don't do a lot of supplements, a few, and yes, short term. So good.
Yeah.
Oh, so nice to just talk to you. Thank you for coming on here. Thank you for allowing me to like practice for the first time ever doing a Facebook Live with this.
Yeah, no, this is so great, Melissa. I will also share it to my Facebook page too for people. Yeah.
And then this is going to be, come out as a podcast on all the regular podcast players. And then it'll be on YouTube. So you can rewatch if you missed. And then Facebook Live, hey, you can go back and rewatch it. And I just look forward to talking to you again soon and having you on the pregnancy, labor, and delivery course.
I would love that. I would love that so much. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.